Γεια σας. Είμαι η Ράνια Αθανασούλια. Είμαι η Γενική Διευθύντρια της Altavia Hellas. Και είναι τιμή μου να είμαι εδώ μαζί σας σήμερα για να σας μιλήσω για το sustainability στην εκτυπωτική βιομηχανία. I'm going to speak in English because we have a lot of foreign guests today. So I prepare my speech to be more international. So just to present Altavia, a few words about those who don't know. Altavia is the leading international and independent commercial communication group for retailers and brands. We have 2,800 employees around the globe, which we like to call our talents, and we service every day more than 1,000 clients in all sectors. We have 70 business units around the globe, in Europe, in Asia, in Middle East and Africa, in Ocean Pacific, and also in Northern America. Altavia was established in 1983, so 40 years today. It's our birthday this year. It was established in Paris, France, by Raphael Paltin, which is still our CEO and president. After 40 years, Altavia remains a family business. And today also we are this year in a transition point where Raphael Paltin is handing over the lead to his son, Sydney. Our turnover is 800 million euros, and our offer is in omni-channel 360 communication services from design to execution of our media campaigns. So, in one hand, we create ideas and solutions for the communication needs of our clients. So this is on the left part, the services that we offer. Now, on the right part, it's the part that we call marketing execution. So all the ideas we develop about the communication above the line has to come to a strategy, has to come to action. So we bring in life, by our marketing execution services, all the innovative and sustainable campaigns that we think of. And in this part, our services is the creative development, the design adaptation, pre-media publishing, print and POS production management, logistics, installation, and purchasing. By print and POS production management, we mean that we manage the production. We are not printers. We are agency that we manage the printing business of our clients. We don't own any machines. We have partners, suppliers in our markets around the world that we love to call them partners because it's our partners. Also, I have to say, sorry, that Altavia, I'm here to talk about sustainability, that because Altavia, we operate as a driver with a strong sustainability commitment, which is based in our membership in the United Nations Global Compact. We are an advanced signatory, which is the highest level of distinction attributed by the Global Compact, and only 8% of the signatories have this level. So we are very proud, and based on that expertise, I had the honor of being invited today to talk to you about sustainability in printing industry. So what is sustainability really? It is the ability to maintain or support natural or physical resources so that they will remain available for a long term. The idea of sustainability is broken down in 3 pillars. the economic, the environmental, and the social, what we informally like to call the profits, the planet, and the people. In that breakdown, the concept of economic sustainability refers to practices that support economic growth without negatively impacting environmental aspects. The concept of environmental sustainability is the ability to maintain an ecological balance in our planet's natural environments and conserve natural resources to support the well-being of the current and of the future generations. Coming down to the social sustainability, and it is very important, it's a third pillar of sustainability that we often forget, and it concerns the proactive way of identifying and managing business impacts of our companies on employees, on workers, on customers, and on our local communities. It's been mentioned before, and thank you for this introduction. So following the 3 pillars of sustainability, in 2000, Kofi Annan launched the United Nations Global Compact, that we all, I hope, know, with the aim to transform the world by 2030. It's 2023. We don't have much time. So United Nations Global Compact is actually, it's an initiative that offers a framework giving to the world 17 Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 SDGs, as we call them. In simple words, UN Global Compact asks companies to do business, but at the same time act in a responsible way in 4 areas: human, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. Following this, all of us in the printing industry, we know we have a role to play and become sustainable in our ecosystem to support not only UN Global Compact, but also the blue transition in the Euro-Mediterranean region we belong to. Sustainability in printing includes much more than recycled paper and non-toxic inks. Sustainability in printing is defined by the social, environmental, and resource-responsible practices that we are used to meet, that must meet the expectation of our clients. So the key to a sustainable printing is an integration into sustainable business strategy, calling for all 3 pillars of sustainability: the people, the planet, and the profits. And based on this, all 3 pillars must be reflecting in 2 axes: sustainable production and sustainable business practices. This is a general framework, and I want to cut it down in pieces so I can explain you how a strategy of sustainability can evolve into companies and especially into printing industry. Now, breaking down the big picture, as we said, we will focus in the people's pillar that we all forget sometimes. And there we have the sustainable production axis with social sustainability, which is about managing business impacts on people. Directly or indirectly, our companies affect what happens to employees, to workers in the value chain, to customers, to local communities, and it is important to manage impacts properly. And what I mean about that, to explain you, I put the example of Altavia and what we do for social sustainability. We have one program that we call it Solidarity Sourcing, where we run with our clients, and has the target to open up our purchasing to new kinds of supplier, and mainly those who provide employment for people that are left outside the labor market, like the minorities, small businesses, people with social inclusions, people with disability, fair trade, and women-owned businesses. What do we mean by that? If I have one job to print that costs 100 euros, and I have two wonderful suppliers with the same machines, they offer me the same price. They offer me the same timelines. I have a great cooperation with them. What's the difference? The one is a conventional printing company with normal people working there. The other one chooses to support community by hiring a handicapped person or by hiring somebody with a neurodiversity or by hiring someone that is an ex-drug addict in order to put him back in the labor, offer him a job. I would really like to support part of my turnover. I would really like to support this kind of partners. In addition, in our company, we are committed to a responsible purchasing policy that is based on respect for fundamental principles of doing business with our suppliers in a fair and honest way, respecting human rights, labor standards, and fight against corruption. This is why we also, every 3 years, throw a social audit throughout our suppliers to be sure that they do their business in the fair way. Now, moving on the sustainable business practices axis. I have more visitors, sorry. Social development is about improving the well-being of every employee so that they can reach their full potential in our company. Social development means investing in people, develop talents, support diversity, and promote equality by making sure that everyone has the same opportunities in professional development without any barriers inside our company. And what are the benefits for doing all this effort in our business? Well, please be sure that success in your company is highly linked to the well-being of each employee that you have. By doing good practices in caring for the people, you unlock new markets, you retain your clients because clients like to be in companies like that. You attract business partners. Your employee engagement raises highly. You have a positive business reputation, so that leads to an organizational growth. We will focus in the planet pillar, where we have the sustainable production axis with the eco-friendly sourcing that involves application of green innovations to minimize the impact of our environment in the three main elements of printing business, which is the printing technology, the print materials, and the inks. These green technologies will help reduce pollution, waste, and energy consumption during production. In particular, regarding printing, you know best than me, an important step printers need to take forward sustainability is to switch to more energy-efficient equipment that require minimal electricity to operate. Regarding printing technology, of course, compared to analog or conventional printing, digital printing is far more sustainable option since it uses less energy, produces less waste, and has a smaller carbon footprint overall. There's a trend towards digital from my clients, I can say, for all these reasons. Now, for sustainable materials use, we also know that recycled paper, of course, is better for the environment than the virgin paper, as it helps to preserve resources and generates less pollution during manufacturing because the fibers are already there, processed ones. So this results in less energy and less water pollution. Of course, paper products sourced from responsibly managed forests is a very sustainable way of paper supplying as well when we talk about virgin paper. And also an important sustainable action will be to start replacing plastic-based materials, as we all know, like PVC, and propose to your clients alternatives with less or even no plastics. I know it's very difficult. I know it's a difficult transition, but we all have to start trying more. Now, another sustainable, of course, printing trend, as we heard before, is making the switch to organic inks. I will not talk a lot about it because it has been mentioned in the previous presentation. Regarding, and I'm staying to the caring for a planet pillar, regarding production of point-of-sales materials, we also speak about eco-design. Eco-design considers environmental aspects of all stages of the product development process, creating products which make the lowest possible environmental impact throughout their life cycle. When we design a point-of-sale materials, in order to be 100% sustainable, we have to think of it from the designing concept. So from the designing to the production, to the delivery, to the installation on site, and to the end of its life. So we always have in mind the materials we use, the size, the weight of the paper to be as less as possible, the sources. We design POS that are reusable when it is possible. We limit the number of materials we use. We limit the different plastic resins. The rule is to be max 3 per POS unit. We favor monomaterial POSs to avoid, of course, the energy and waste separation. And regarding the electronics, for temporary POSs, better not use anything. Ban the batteries, forget about magnets. And for permanent POSs, when light is needed, just use LED lighting. And follow all the sustainable production process we mentioned before. Avoid decoration finishes. Challenge your clients to stop use UV vernices, stop the lamination, stop foil blocking, all these things that make the separation and the recycling of a final product completely impossible. Also, sponsor recycling. Design the disabling and promote it, print it on the back of your POS. Avoid using chemical assemblies like some kinds of glues that will make the disassembly impossible. Now, moving to the sustainable business practice axis on the planet pillar, one of the biggest impacts to remain sustainable now and in the future is the use of renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar power. And we are lucky because in the countries we live in, there are plenty of sun and wind. So it will be easy. Also, energy-saving solutions like fluorescent lighting, low water usage, power-saving equipment can make a big difference in the number of total resources it takes to produce your printing item. Also, waste management strategies you can use to minimize the reduce of your wastes are really important. Of course, you always have to follow the legal regulations to protect your business and employees, and the environment, of course, from the printing waste coming out of your operation. And last but not least, CO2 emissions reduction and carbon offsetting is the latest world trend. But is the printing industry doing enough to measure its emissions? I think it does not. Printing companies have to produce an accurate and science-based measurement, not just for calculation of their own emissions, but also for calculations the life cycle carbon footprint of the products they produce. This is really important. Printing companies that will do that will stay ahead of competition, as this is the new trend, as this is the future. And printing companies have to start taking actions on carbon footprint. Those who don't, they will struggle to win work. Our customers will start to demand true CO2 measurement of their products. And it is just a matter of time until legislation will also force the industry to take action. To sum it up, well, in the past, the printing sector has traditionally marketed itself as an industry that produces sustainable products. At the moment, if things won't move fast forward sustainability and sustainable action, it will be hard to continue for printing industry maintaining this claim. At the same time, and I bring the message from the clients on the field worldwide, they are becoming more and more educated and demand their purchases to meet their sustainable goals. And print will have to play a part on this. So, what should you do next? What should you do to become sustainable? It's not one answer. It's building a whole strategy. And firstly, you have to establish where you are at the moment. It is important to know where your baseline is, where you have to start working from. Next, you should set some targets. Some printing companies I know are already setting a number of KPIs, and they're going to measure their sustainability goals by those. And lastly, you need to create a roadmap on how you're going to arrive on your targets, on your sustainability targets. Set the key actions. Estimate their impact and make sure you have dates to which you are committed. You can see in the screen some KPIs and some helpful tools that you can use towards your sustainability journey. Sustainability is nowadays the main focus of enterprises in different industries around the world. Today, we understand how important it is for everyone to do their part in making sure they conserve the planet for future generations, and the print industry is no exception to that. The need for more sustainable practices is apparent, not just for preserving the environment, but in a business sense as well. Implementing sustainable printing practices will improve your efficiency and your overall productivity, believe me. It is extremely important to know that the clients move towards suppliers who promote sustainability. So it's a must for printing industry to deploy good practices, efficient technologies, and eco-friendly materials to become more sustainable. And last but not least, be sure that it will not be easy. Implementing sustainable programs is a huge effort, It takes time, it takes patience, but most of all, it takes teamwork. But it will be worth it. So as the printing industry inherently is a non-environmental friendly industry, I would say, I think we all need to compensate that by making ourselves more ethically correct, efficient, and environmental friendly. So, I wish you all the best in this journey. Thank you.
Παρακαλώ.
Yeah, I have a question, please.
Yes, Christophe.
I'm Christophe Snack.
We met, yes.
When did you start your sustainability management in your company?
Since we we start thinking about it since 2003. Looking for 2003, looking for it, and then UN Global Compact we were following, and when we signed in 2008 the Global Compact, then you commit yourself as a company, and you have to every year make your sustainability report. So you are committed by contract to follow sustainability paths, and this is where our journey started.
Okay, thank you.
Rania,
yes.
Graham Richnott from FESPA. I have a question about foil, UV, and special effects. They've been used. Oh, sorry. Special effects have been used creatively to greatly distinguish different printed products. And I understand the contamination of the de-inking process and why that's a problem. But is there still an argument that there's value in those products if the waste is then segregated at end of life and mechanically recovered for lower quality, things like packaging pulp for box making and other things? Or do you think that we will see an end to the layering of finishes so that we can recover the base material in a more circular way?
Not so fast. There are industries that they use a lot this kind of finishes because the luxury industry, first of all, this is their way to distinct when they have a setting in the market, when they have a staging that they want to outstand, and finishes of such kind is the way of them to glorify themselves. So it will be not so easy. We work a lot for the luxury market in our company, and cosmetics more into that. So we are trying to educate ourselves because our clients have targets, and we try to educate them that if you have such environmental and targets, then you have to discount something, and let's find solutions somewhere in between. I can say that we have done a lot of progress in the past 3 years, especially with one client working together in his sustainability commitments. Not all of our proposals are always successful, because, for example, we try to make, with Ms. Fontina and Angelos here, some tests about some vitrines that contain less plastic, as I said. They're not always successful experiments, but that doesn't mean we have to stop.
Keep trying.
Yes, we have to keep trying, challenge our partners. We've been challenged by our clients every single day, and this is our mission, being in between. Try to pass the messages, challenge our suppliers, and then they challenge theirs. So everyone has to keep trying.
Thank you.
We will find it. Well, 2030 of the vision that Kofi Annan had, it's really close. It won't be. it won't be the reality, but now they're setting it for 2050, and all of us need to keep trying our best.
I agree.
I'm sure we'll figure it out in the end.
Thank you.
Thank you.